You know, fam, throughout the whole years I have been doing YouTube and stuff, I've heard some pretty silly explanations of why certain people aren't going to buy certain video games, or certain people just don't like certain video games. You know, it's just that type of thing with there's people's opinions and just being absolutely outrageous. But this one right here, I think this video that this dude made about the reasoning that he didn't want to buy the new Doom game, and his explanation of why he didn't want to do it because it doesn't have PvP, is just kind of silly in my opinion. You know, like I thought the previous takes, the previous videos I've worked on, I got to you guys like, you know, Harmon Smiths, Reforge, MBGs, and many of the other content creators I covered in many of the Twitter videos I've made. I thought their takes were just absolutely loco, but this dude's right here, ooh, this dude's take on it is just like, yeah, you know what, I think the fam would like a video on this, so I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just go ahead and make this video. And if everybody's wondering what video I'll be covering today, it's called Why I'm Boycotting Doom the Dark Ages. And let me just tell you, this video is a bit of a doozy, and I got a little preview on it, and I kind of watched over it a couple times. I'm like, yeah, this video is like worthy doing. So before we dive right into this content, please make sure to go grab yourself a nice little snack and a nice little drink, and we're just gonna go ahead and dive right into the content.
So, wow, so I'm someone who, you guys know, I'm very critical of Microsoft. That is kind of the thing that I've been known for in recent years.
Well, thank God you don't have to support Microsoft directly on their console. You could go to PlayStation, or you could go to PC and buy the game directly there, and you don't have to give Microsoft your full amount of money. Or you could be extremely clever and just go buy yourself a PlayStation, and then wait a couple days, wait for a pre-owned copy to come into GameStop or wherever, you know, you get your little games from, and get a pre-owned copy of the Dark Ages. Problem solved right there. You don't have to support Microsoft if you have your hate boner.
One game I didn't mention, though, is Doom the Dark Ages, which, obviously, you clicked on the video because of the title. It is a little provocative, and I know the vast majority of people, I'm going on a roll here, because I've had a lot of recent videos get dislike bombed.
Jesus Christ, we get it.
Then you know exactly what I'm going to say. And it has to do with the fact that Doom the Dark Ages has no online multiplayer. That hasn't officially been said by the publisher.
Do you ever listen to the stuff that comes out of your mouth? Because that is some high-level, Class A, deluxe bullshit you're talking.
So it hasn't been confirmed by Microsoft, Bethesda, or the developers themselves, ID Software, to even confirm that PvP is coming to the new Doom game. And you're already throwing the game out because it doesn't have confirmation that there's going to be PvP? Because I completely understand with ID Software in the situation, due to the fact that the last couple Dooms that they tried PvP didn't work out so well, so they're probably just like, screw it, we're just going to work on the story and the gameplay. That's all we're going to really care about. We're not going to be too worried about PvP. Because let's be honest, the last two PvPs in the Doom games didn't strike too critically well with the public.
But the fact that if you look at the Steam page, it says single player game. Like, that's literally on the description of the pre-order. So that's one thing, and there are articles saying that the game is not going to have multiplayer. So I'm just going to assume that that's the case, because that's what happened in Doom Eternal.
Oh, come on!
Okay, one, Doom Eternal did have PvP, but it wasn't in the traditional sense of player versus player, you know, Slayer versus Slayer. It was Slayer versus the demons. That still counts as PvP, because technically, you're fighting against a player, not artificial intelligence. On top of that, I'm looking at the news section of the article, and I'm using Google, mind you, trying to find out if Doom the Dark Ages is going to have PvP, or even mention that they're not going to have PvP within the game. Yeah, there is no search results. He's even pulling those up right now. So what searches did you do to find this? Because I'm actually kind of curious, because like I said, there's nothing showing up. And I'm looking at the Steam page too right now. It is a single player game, but that's as far as we know with the game. That could easily change at any single moment. Microsoft or Xbox in this situation, Bethesda or ID Software, can come out right now and say, Doom the Dark Ages is going to have PvP, and that description that you saw on the Steam page will change instantly. So I'm going to say this as politely as I can. Making assumptions like this without concrete evidence is very, very bad idea.
Multiple game modes that the Doom 2016 multiplayer had, including deathmatch, team deathmatch, and all the other modes that it had to offer. It was a full multiplayer, while all Doom Eternal had was a 1v2 mode. A shitty one at that.
Yeah, because when I think of Doom, I think of multiplayer, right? Certainly not the single player where I have my shotguns, my chainsaws, my shields, many other weapons like the BFG, my plasma cannon. You know, oh yeah, no, all we think about is the multiplayer, right? That's what Doom's famous for. It's multiplayer. Definitely not the single player. Or most importantly, the absolute banger of a soundtrack that you fucking, your head bang to while you're slaughtering the demons. Yeah, no. Doom's most famous for its multiplayer. Right.
So Team Deathmatch and Deathmatch, these are modes that are synonymous with online multiplayer, especially FPS games. It's a huge part of gaming culture, of online gaming culture, is deathmatches. Where do you think that the term deathmatch came from and the deathmatch mode originated from? If you had to take a guess, which game series invented it? Do you think it's Quake? Unreal Tournament? Because those are like known as some of the original online multiplayer games, so you would think it would be one of those games, right? Nope, it was Doom.
Wrong.
Even before the term deathmatch was first used, there existed games with a similar gameplay mode. Midi Maze was a multiplayer first-person shooter for the Atari ST, released in 1987, which has been suggested as the first example of deathmatch gameplay. 2. Sega's 1988 third-person shooter arcade game Last Survivor featured 8-player deathmatch. 3. Another early example of a deathmatch mode in a first-person shooter was Taito's 1992 video game Gunbuster. It allowed 2-player cooperative gameplay for the mission mode, and featured an early deathmatch mode, where either 2 players could compete against each other or up to 4 players could compete in a team deathmatch, consisting of 2 teams with 2 players each competing against each other.
Are you sure, Jimmy Bob, that Doom was the original one? Do you have proof to prove me that I'm wrong? Because technically, if I remember right, the original Doom came out in 1993. The rest of these games came out in 1980 with the Atari. So, I mean, you're wrong.
Doom is one of the original multiplayer games. It's all obviously single player has been the thing that is like the most known. Doesn't mean that multiplayer had no impact on the gaming industry. It was more impactful than even Quake and Unreal Tournament were. Doom 1 and 2 were fucking huge back in the 90s. Not just for single player, but also for online multiplayer.
Dude, are you fucking serious right now? You're talking like you were actually back there in the 90s, okay? We did not have internet access back then, okay? Not everybody had internet access on where we were playing online. We were playing Doom with each other. No, what you're trying to refer to right here, since you're trying to talk like you're a 90s kid right here, you're referring to LAN parties. You have no idea what you're talking about. You are fake as hell.
12 years after the last Doom game, and they just like, yeah, we're gonna outsource it. Like, you had so much time to actually give us a fully fledged single player, which they did. They succeeded at that. But multiplayer, like, yeah, they didn't really give it enough love and attention.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
For all the reasons that you could, I don't know, boycott this game, you're boycotting this game for an unconfirmed game mode. Well, not a game mode, but PvP. The PvP that hasn't even been confirmed to not be in this game yet. You're going to boycott this game for that specific reason when there's ultimately multiple other reasons that you could boycott this game, like a good example of how Bethesda treated Mick Gordon. We're not going to even consider that into the equation. Oh no, we're going to throw a little fucking hissy fit over the fact that I don't get PvP for Doom. I don't think you like Doom. I just think you actually like the PvP more. But honestly, dude, nobody's going to force you to buy this game. Go play your 2016 version. Multiplayer over there is nice and live well. So, I mean, honestly, this video that you made right now is actually kind of fucking useless, to be honest, because literally, possibly the next month or the next 2 months, 3 months from now, they could actually make an announcement about PvP. But let's go ahead and humor the idea that they're not going to make a new PvP for the new Doom, all right? Let's humor that idea. You know what? I'm kind of happy that they're not going to, because you know what? They're realizing their weakness in this situation and realizing where their strong points are, okay? They're more worried about if the story is going to be good enough for the Doom community, okay? The Doom community, and I'm going to put myself in there too, we are hungry for more Doom, okay? We want more Doom in our life. We want more single player thrashing demons, getting new weapons and thrashing those demons with them, executing demons, all that type of stuff, okay? We want more Doom, okay? PvP is the last thing on our minds at the current moment to have on a Doom game. Because honestly, go play Doom 2016 if you want a PvP fucking Doom so freaking badly. But yet again, here you are making this video, making a complete ass out of yourself in front of everybody, showing that you truly do not know the gaming industry, and you're just showing your bias because ID Software is not making PvP anymore for Doom. I'm gonna throw a big hissy fit because you're not adding PvP.
But that doesn't mean, well, in order for them to do it, they had to. They had no other choice but to completely remove the multiplayer for Doom because they need to focus all their efforts and energy onto the single player. Well, first of all, that's exactly what they did anyway with Doom 2016 because they outsourced it to someone else. So yes, I guess they did spend more money and resources having the multiplayer developed than in Doom Doom Eternal, where they just pooled all their resources towards a single player.
Did it ever occur to you that it's probably not ready to be shown to the public yet? Did you ever think that maybe they said, hold on, let's give these developers a little longer to cook the multiplayer, so once we get a little closer to launch, we could show this off to our main audience? And I know this is going to rock your mind, just absolutely obliterate you from the inside out just discovering this, but just a spoiler alert, dude. ID Software is more comfortable doing the single player Doom games than doing the multiplayer games. Did that ever occur to you? Does it ever occur to you why they outsourced the PvP? Because obviously they tried it with Doom Eternal and then it didn't work out for them. So I wonder if they're outsourcing the PvP. Anyway, fam, that's all the content I got for you. It's enough of his dribble. He just repeats himself over and over again, and it's just not worth covering the rest of it because, you know, you're gonna get bored of it. It's just like, oh god, this dude never shuts up and he's always on repeat. It's absolutely annoying. But you know what, fam? Thank you very much for stopping by the channel, checking out my video. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And hey, you know what? If you enjoy my rants, my reviews, and well, my Zaug content, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to make it to 10K by the end of this year. But you know what? Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.